Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought number 1624. Setting up, setting up, setting up. Somehow, I always wind up with some of these things that have error messages, and then they make me start at exactly 6:10. I don't know the reason why. Today we're in Brain Rescue by Dr. Brody Miller. Brain Rescue, a 90-day blueprint to reclaim your memory after a brain injury or concussion. John Assaraf says, Brain Rescue is a life-changing guide packed with cutting-edge neuroscience. It's a beacon of hope. Now, I've had brain injuries. Lots of people have had brain injuries. Brain injuries occur a lot of the time when you bump your head. And sometimes people have really bad bumps on their head. And as I have experienced, there is actually a possibility of brain injury from medicines of all things. I had some really serious medicinal injuries because I was not a good match for certain opiates that were prescribed to me after surgery. So for 70 days, because my surgeon went on vacation the day after my surgery, I had all these on-call physicians prescribing me left and right, different ones, different opiates to relieve my pain. And the only thing that worked was one of them that they hit on after 70 days. And the consequence was that every word I thought made a difference in my brain. I would feel electric shocks go through my body if I thought the wrong word. So here's a way to train yourself into thinking virtuous thoughts. I'm on page 68. We had a photo of a frontal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe, cerebellum, and brainstem. Alex Honnold's fearless brain. What makes him different? We had an example here going on with a man who had a brain injury in Yosemite National Park. Understanding your brain. Okay, so morsels of a thought. We try to give you wisdom from people who are wise. Other people's lives have been lived through their time and effort, blood, sweat, and tears, and they come up with interesting wisdom for us. So when we have morsels of a thought every day, we get a little bit of wisdom. When we get wisdom, we know the right things to do. And when we do them, we are creating acts of virtue. So we're trying to make the world full of virtue, and that's my goal here. So we're in chapter 4. The first pillar, R, is for REFOCUS. R is for REFOCUS. We are on letter C. We have been going through, sorry. We're on letter U. Understand that there is a universe within you. 10 essential brain regions that shape who you are. The frontal lobe. Where'd it go? There we go. Okay. And then the parietal lobe, and then the temporal lobe, the occipital lobe, the brainstem, the hippocampus, the thalamus, the amygdala. Alex was different. Neuroscientists studied Alex's brain because they were amazed by how little fear he felt, because he went and climbed without ropes on Mount Capitan. Scans of his amygdala showed something incredible. It was much quieter than in most people. What I have a very loud amygdala. While other people's amygdalas would react strongly to danger, Alex's stayed calm. This unusual feature of his brain allowed him to stay focused and plan carefully instead of being overwhelmed by fear. Alex Honnold's story shows how different brains can work in very unique ways. While one person might see something as impossible, someone like Alex might see it as a challenge they can figure out. It's a reminder that differences in our brains don't just shape who we are, but also how we deal with the world around us. Understanding your brain, the first step in your journey. This chapter has introduced you to some important areas of the brain, but this is just the beginning. To truly understand what's going on inside your own brain and address the root causes of memory loss or other brain health issues, you'll need to go over this information again and again. Think of it like training a muscle. Each repetition strengthens the neural connections in your brain, making this knowledge stick and helping you apply it to real life. Yesterday, I was at physical therapy, and my physical therapist said that you watch Ying limping and you see that she is after the treatment, she almost limps out of a habit to try to protect that muscle that's in pain. But when we try to realign the neural pathways, not that I'm not in pain, but I'm walking with better posture and tightening the correct muscles that have just been treated so that I can walk without the limp. So there is sometimes pain, but you can exercise through the pain to get back to your usual normal form. Back to the book. Dr. Brody Miller says, every new bit of information you absorb about your brain is another step toward recovery. It's a journey that requires patience, repetition, and commitment. But remember, the more you understand your brain, the more control you gain over your recovery process. Keep learning, and with time, you'll not only understand your brain better, you'll start to feel stronger, more confident, and more in charge of your healing path. Now, I feel more confident about walking properly. I have an injury to one of my muscles that makes it so that I limp a lot in the morning. And by the time I get to physical therapy, I look almost normal, but I'm still limping. But the physical therapist finds something. He said it was hypertonic or something. I don't know. Back to the book. The seventh step is S for supplementation. All right, let's talk about supplementation. After a concussion, your brain gets knocked out of balance, shifting into survival mode. This can lead to deficiencies in key neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, chemicals that play a big role in mood, focus, and calmness. With these imbalances, the nervous system needs extra support to repair and recover. Now, what we are reading is Brain Rescue, a 90-day blueprint to reclaim your memory after a brain injury or concussion. And this is by Dr. Brody Miller, who himself had a horrible medical problem that he had to recover from, and he created these steps, this blueprint for us to follow, so that if we have had a brain injury, even a minor one, you learn this and you learn how to help your brain. And you live longer when you have a healthy brain, for goodness sake, right? 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 Okay, back to the book. This is where supplementation comes in handy. By providing essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, supplements can fill in the gaps needed for the brain to rebuild and rebalance. Omega-3s, magnesium, and B vitamins, for instance, support brain health and help restore neurotransmitter levels, while antioxidants like curcumin reduce brain inflammation that can worsen imbalances. Curcumin is spelled Curcumin. Reduce brain inflammation that can worsen imbalances. Remember, supplements are just one part of the recovery plan. Combined with good nutrition, rest, brain exercises, and stress management, they give your brain the best chance to heal fully and get back on track. Below Dr. Brody Miller says, below is a list I call the Rescue Formula, featuring 10 of my favorite supplements to support concussion recovery. These have proven to reduce symptoms, support memory, cognitive function, and overall brain health for concussion survivors. This is good for children as well as adults, by the way. We don't only have brain injuries when we're adults, a lot of children have them too. So, children ought to read this book as well. If I had had this book when I was 13, goodness gracious, I could have recovered far more quickly, I think. Okay, number one, creatine monohydrate, not only for gym bros. Once thought to be only for boosting muscle recovery and performance, new data shows that it improves memory, provides neuroprotection, lowers blood sugar, strengthens cognitive functioning, and boosts brain energy metabolism, ATP levels. There are two footnotes with that. Number two, lion's mane. It's one of the most promising natural compounds for neurogenesis and neuroprotection. Research shows it enhances the production of nerve growth factor, NGF, which is essential for the maintenance, growth, and survival of neurons. This amazing mushroom can improve memory, focus, and cognitive function by promoting brain cell regeneration, potentially reversing damage from aging or injury. Its effects on neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and form new connections, make it invaluable for overall brain health and recovery from neurological trauma. This is a lot of language for if you bumped your head really hard, please read this book. Doesn't matter how old you are, you can read this book. Number three, omega fatty acids, fish oil. Omega-3 make a difference. Omega-3 fatty acids, fish oil. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, and EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, are vital for brain cell repair and reducing brain inflammation. These essential fatty acids are a cornerstone for cognitive health because they maintain the fluidity of cell membranes and support the growth of synapses, which are critical for learning and memory. Ooh. Omega-3s also play a huge role in reducing the risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, improving mood regulation, and lowering anxiety and depression levels. There's a footnote. This isn't to be confused with regular fatty acids. Like if you went to the local Tuscaloosa Walmart in Alabama, I'm joking, guys, don't get too offended. This isn't to be confused. I read it wrong. This isn't to be confused with regular fatty acids. Like if you went to the local Tuscaloosa Walmart in Alabama. I'm only joking, guys. Don't get too offended. That's what it. It was ASSES. Yeah. Turmeric and curcumin is number 4. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, is a powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant that crosses the blood-brain barrier. It helps reduce oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, which we linked to cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Curcumin also stimulates BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is critical for neurogenesis and maintaining cognitive health. Its neuroprotective properties make it a valuable supplement for improving memory, attention, and mood. Pro tip, take with black pepper to improve bioavailability. There's a footnote there. Number 5, magnesium. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals in your entire body. Did you know that magnesium fuels over 700 biochemical reactions? It plays a central and critical role in maintaining healthy brain function. It supports synaptic plasticity and regulates neurotransmitter activity. Magnesium also has calming effects on the nervous system by lowering cortisol levels and upregulating the release of GABA, a neurotransmitter that helps reduce stress and anxiety. Low magnesium levels are linked to a higher risk of cognitive disorders and mood imbalances, making it an essential nutrient for brain health. Sadly, around 50% of Americans are not getting the proper amount of magnesium. There's a footnote here. Don't be like most people. Add more magnesium into your diet and through supplementation. Curious about the footnote. It says Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, Dietary Guidelines, Internet, Atlanta, Georgia, CDC cited 2024, November 25th. Available from https://www.cdc.gov/NHANES.htm. See, that was a footnote. Yes, children can read footnotes too. In fact, as a child, we learned how to write footnotes and we used lock, cite, ibid, and whatever. Oh, goodness. Ibid meant same as above. Lock, cite meant previous to previous. Yeah, something like that. Don't quote me, please. Number 6, ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba is one of the most well-researched herbs for improving cognitive function. It is well known for its ability to enhance blood flow to the blood. Excuse me. It is well known for its ability to enhance blood flow to the brain. Ginkgo is proven to enhance memory, focus, and mental sharpness. Ginkgo's role is to support vascular health and promote neuroprotection through its antioxidant effects. Studies show that it can be particularly useful in preventing age-related cognitive decline and may also help in conditions like anxiety and depression, which are often linked to cognitive deficits. Its use is particularly important following a concussion when the brain's blood flow can be compromised, leading to cognitive dysfunctions like memory loss. By improving oxygen delivery and reducing oxidative damage, ginkgo helps support the brain's natural repair processes. It also has been shown to enhance synaptic plasticity, which aids in memory recovery and helps speed up cognitive rehabilitation after a brain injury. Brain injury. Number 16. I want to see this. Number 16. Maharaj V, comma, Chowdhury F, comma, Pereira D, ginkgo biloba, and its potential for cognitive enhancements, a review of the clinical evidence. CURR drug targets. 2013, semicolon 14, 13, 1667 to 79. That must be pages. And I'm not going to read any more footnotes. They're not very easy to memorize, but they are there to verify the veracity of the statements made here in this book. So if you're a child reading this book, I congratulate you because you're going to know a lot of words like neurotransmitter and ginkgo biloba. Okay, number 7, B complex. Okay, there's 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. B complex. B vitamins are essential for energy production, brain cell function, and neurotransmitter synthesis. These vitamins play a critical role in neurorehabilitation after a concussion. This group of 8 essential vitamins, B1, thiamine, B2, riboflavin, B3, niacin, B5, pantothenic acid, B6, pyridoxine, B7, biotin, B9, folate, and B12, cobalamin, supports brain function at multiple levels, especially during recovery. They support the production of serotonin, dopamine, and other key neurotransmitters affected by a concussion. Footnote here too. Number 8, vitamin D and vitamin K2. Vitamin D and K2 are extremely important for improving memory, especially after a brain injury. Vitamin D helps regulate chemicals in the brain like serotonin and dopamine, which support mood and thinking. It also helps create new brain cells, which is important for learning and remembering things. Vitamin K2 works with vitamin D to make sure calcium goes to the bones and teeth instead of building up in the brain. This helps keep blood flowing to the brain, providing the oxygen and nutrients it needs to work well. Together, these vitamins support better memory and are essential for recovery after a concussion. Most people are vitamin D deficient, often due to a lack of sunlight exposure, especially during the winter months. Factors like indoor lifestyles, use of sunscreen, and dark skin can also contribute to low levels. Dietary sources are limited, making supplementation essential for many to achieve optimal health. Number 9, L-theanine, Theanine. Concussions can lead to chronic stress, poor focus, and memory deficits due to the dysregulation of neurotransmitters, DYS regulation. L-theanine, L-hyphen theanine, helps by promoting a state of calm alertness, reducing stress while enhancing alpha brainwave activity, which is associated with improved memory and attention. By balancing levels of GABA and dopamine, L-theanine reduces post-injury anxiety and supports better memory retention, allowing the brain to focus on recovery and repair. Now, the next section is on electrolytes, and we're going to read the rest of that later. But electrolytes, the first paragraph here is essential for maintaining the balance of fluids. Electrolytes are essential for maintaining the balance of fluids and supporting proper brain function, especially following a concussion. Think of them like little workers your brain needs to stay sharp and balanced. Electrolytes include things like sodium salt, potassium, calcium, chloride, and phosphate. Each one has a special job to help you feel better after a brain injury. Okay, so then he goes on to describe sodium and potassium, calcium, chloride, phosphate, and then he talks about gut health matters after that. So we're going to come back to this next week. For Brain Rescue. Fridays I read Brain Rescue. And so today's was 1624. The previous one was 1617. The previous one to that was 1610. So if you want to get the whole part of this, the whole reading of this book, all you have to do is check on Morsels of a Thought, and it's on YouTube and it's on Facebook, wherever you are. If you're in my YouTube channel, Ying Orange 99, just subscribe and like, please. I'd love to get you more new subscribers, and I will talk to you again later. Now, I always end with old Kinderhook, who was the master of making a good plan. Okay, old Kinderhook. Bye bye.